I mean, I get it. I very, very, very much and very legitimately get it. I'm not just saying that to humor anyone. I get that people would be upset or even outright disillusioned with what they saw of their favorite football team yesterday. Good morning to you. Good Monday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Steelers presented by FanDuel. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into hockey and or baseball, I also offer daily shots of Penguins and Pirates in the same place that you found this. Steelers 21, Patriots 14 here in Foxborough, Massachusetts yesterday. That did happen. That was the score. And last I checked, that was the point of the exercise. As a result, the athletes had every reason to answer any negative questions that I might have asked the same way a certain other DK handled this one.
What's missing from the offense right now? What's necessary for that rhythm to show up?
I mean, I don't know. I can give you an answer to that after we watch film, but I'm about to enjoy this win right now.
Big smile on his face as he spoke, and he and I ended up having a longer conversation after all the cameras and microphones had been put away. He, like the rest of them, just wanted to, hey, it's okay. Look, we won. All right. Enjoy it today. Whoop it up a little bit. Get back to Pittsburgh. Get back to watching some film. Begin getting packed up for Ireland. And resume addressing a lot of the stuff that's gone wrong to date. But for the moment, feel free to not be a buzzkill. So, okay. They have every right to react to their own wins and losses as they see fit. As do I, in a wholly different role. Funny thing is, though, I actually found more things to like about this win than I thought I could while I was watching it. In part because of the conversations that I had in the locker room, in part because of some of the additional viewing of certain plays that I was able to do later, in part because those two things ended up colliding in a good way for me to underscore certain things that really needed to happen for this football team for it to progress. Now, don't misunderstand me here, please. There's a long way to go with the stuff that's really wrong. They're not about to flip any switch on the offensive line. They're not about to turn Keanu Benton into the next Stephon Tuitt. They're not about to solve all of their third down and fourth down conversion problems on defense, because most of those are the result of terribly, terribly unimaginative, predictable, static schemes. But let me tell you the real reason, and I would place this above the actual W, that I'm not about to dump on this event. And I'm going to throw a few examples at you. I'm not going to dump on the way Jaylen Warren ran the football. I'm not just going to look at his stats and say, man, it took him 18 carries to get 47 yards, 2.6 average, and ignore what I was able to appreciate from the unique corner press box that the Patriots have at Gillette Stadium that allows you to really see the game unfolding the way it's played. You see the holes, you see when they're hit, you see when they're not. The line wasn't good at run blocking. The passing game wasn't good at getting the Patriots defenders out of the box. But Jaylen did more than his part. He looked like what you want him to be, which is a number one running back in the National Football League. Start throwing some short intermediate passes over these people's heads, get them to back off of that line, and watch Jaylen really take off. Not about to dump on Calvin Austin winning the bleeping game. Say what you want about whatever it is that you have in your head about a WR2, what that player looks like for you. But to me, It's got to at least be somebody who can create his own separation when needed, who can take some of the pressure off DK Metcalf when needed, who not only makes that catch on that 17-yard pass by Aaron Rodgers, but also has to adjust back to the ball because, as Rodgers admitted to all of us after this game, that wasn't his best ball. It wasn't. It was underthrown. It was a little to the side. Cal turned around, made the play. He did that. Forgive me for this one, but I'm not about to dump, at least not entirely, on the offensive line. When the Patriots entered the game with an NFL-high 9 sacks, and on top of that, entered the game with Mike Vrabel having every intent of just sending the house. Now, a lot was done to protect that line. Arguably too much. But the Patriots ended up with 0 sacks. I asked Troy Fautanu afterward what he sensed out there.
How do you feel you guys are progressing as a group?
I feel like we did a lot better job in the first half. Obviously, a lot of drives, 3 and out, giving up some pressure. It's a lot of negative plays in between the first 2 drives and the last drive where we scored on, but just continue to keep on honing in on the details and getting better. So,
Coming, Troy?
what was that?
Is it coming?
Shit, I hope so. I hope so. I think it is. But yeah, I think so.
Born truth teller, that kid, huh? I'm not about to dump on Cam Hayward or TJ Watt rising back up to expected levels for them. Now, are you going to get bonus points for being as good as you're supposed to be? No, which is not what I'm suggesting here. Rather, I'm considering what the Steelers' world would look like for quite some time to come if, for whatever reason, one or both were to just fall off, age, etc. Not remotely an issue, obviously. Not about to dump on Derek Harmon. I liked a lot of his game, not just the sack. He told me afterward that he'd been informed by the coaches that he was going to be on a regimented snap count coming off that injury. They held to that. Did he look like he was holding anything back? I am not dumping on Brandon Echols. I am not overlooking a guy coming in to take Joey Porter's place, who then makes an interception in the end zone after the ball was deflected by Cam's hand, which is a way harder interception to make than one that comes out of the quarterback's hand and doesn't change directions. Echols also executed, and this is no small thing given the Steelers' context of late, a perfect, pristine tackle to seal the game. 4th down stop. Just beautiful football. And I asked Echols about that afterward.
Brandon Echols, take me through that last tackle, that last play. What did that do to your mindset?
I just played, vision on the QBs, seeing what they were doing. We had, a little pressure coming off, and I knew they were going to be trying to seal in the spot where we had just left off it. So, I just kept my eyes open. As soon as I seen them, get ready to throw the ball, I just broke.
From there, it's just a matter of execution, right?
Yeah.
A nice bounce back for you guys.
Yeah, of course, man. We've been having a lot of up and downs, these past 2 games with the run game, so it was good for us to go out there and get the dub, just to give us some positivity back.
All of these things, but not necessarily limited to these things, were actual pluses. They're not something that you need rose-colored glasses to see. They were real, and they mattered. It might have mattered even more than the equally real result. When we come back, J1Q. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George is a personal injury law firm in Western Pennsylvania that represents injured people in automobile accidents, workers' compensation cases, and medical malpractice claims. The attorneys at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George pride themselves in doing what they say they're going to do. It's important to them that when they make you a promise, they keep that promise. And this law firm has been keeping promises for over 80 years. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George has been AV rated
That's the highest rating a law firm can receive for legal ability and ethics. And the lawyers at the firm have been designated super lawyers, that's a real thing, for over 15 years. Rare combination there. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George has offices in Cranberry, Newcastle, Beaver Falls, Butler, and Elwood City. Learn more about them at lgkg.com or by calling 888-842-5454. Again, that's 888-842-5454. 5454.
Football season's finally here. Time to check out the latest odds, futures, and win totals on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Think the Steelers are headed to the Super Bowl? Lock in your bets today. Whatever your game, FanDuel Sportsbook delivers the latest lines, futures, and specials so you can join in on all the action. Hiring can be so time-consuming, sorting through tons of resumes, trying to get in touch with every potential candidate. Well, the future of hiring looks much brighter because ZipRecruiter's latest tools and features speed up finding the right people so you save valuable time. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. Over 320,000 new resumes are added to ZipRecruiter monthly. If you see a candidate you're really interested in, you can unlock that contact instantly. Use ZipRecruiter and save time hiring. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And if you go to ZipRecruiter.com/audio right now, you can try it for free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Hey guys, if you're planning to see a Steelers game, use the Game Time app to get your tickets. You can snag new ticket deals before anyone if you set it into your app alerts. The app is easy to use. No surprise fees at checkout. You can see your seat view before buying, and you're getting legit tickets delivered on time. If you're not much of a planner, you can get last-minute deals on tickets right up to the start of the event. Lowest price guaranteed, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Download the Game Time app and enter the code DK Steelers into your app profile to get $20 off your first purchase. Today's J1Q comes from Dave Apple, who says, DK, I realize this is probably stupid, but would the Steelers ever consider flipping Broderick Jones and Troy Fautanu? Was Jones really as bad at right tackle as he's been at left tackle? And wasn't Fautanu a left tackle in college? I know they don't want to stunt the growth of Fautanu, but Jones is an absolute disaster at left tackle. Dave, I try never to get too in-depth with offensive line until I have a chance to observe the full film, the one that exposes everything and everybody. It's the only really fair way to get individual showings. When I'm watching a game live, I will make proactive decisions about a certain player that I want to see in a certain situation. Not always, but occasionally. And in this game, in this live viewing from the press box, and maybe this will surprise you, and by the way, maybe this will turn out to be completely wrong, but the offensive lineman whose performance I liked the least here yesterday was that of Mason McCormick, whereas I thought both Jones and Fautanu had their moments. I went over a couple of blocking schemes in particular that I recalled with Jones, and it was actually kind of neat that he remembered the ones I was talking about because he was able to finish out the sequences for me. And don't get me wrong, there's no general mega stride forward that was made here by the group. But I do think, and I've been saying this all along, it has to happen in pieces first. It has to happen for the individuals first before anything starts gelling. And this group, this quintet, is nowhere near that yet. Now, none of that answers your actual question. Would you switch these two? Would you consider flipping them? When? That would be the question that I would come back to you with. You can say, all right, well, get through these 3 games, get through Ireland, then you have the bye week, but it's not going to happen. They've had now not just those two, but all five of them. And remember, this is supposed to be a single unit, and they do rely on each other. And the left guard relies on the left tackle, and the right guard relies on the right tackle. The center doesn't want to be figuring everything out all over again. So, no, I'm not going to go anywhere near calling the question stupid, David. I think when you're talking about assets like these, when you're talking about investments, let's just call them what they are. First round pick, lots of millions of dollars, but more than any of that, the time, the snaps, the commitment, the risk in bringing in a quarterback like an Aaron Rodgers and putting him behind those players, none of that's to be taken lightly. So at some stage, do you say, listen, maybe Fautanu is better on the left side. We can consider that. Maybe Jones is not somebody that we can trust anymore, or we've run out of time or patience with him. But to me, those are things that a responsible stewardship of this franchise would have taking place in an off season. Man, sometimes I wonder, out of the 32 total fan bases in the National Football League, and let's just pretend for conversation's sake that they have one in Jacksonville, how many do you think spend this much time and this much energy on the offensive line? I appreciate the question, David. I appreciate everybody listening to Daily Shot of Steelers. We're going to have a double shot today at 4 p.m. In the interim, today, more than any other day, I really hope that you go and you get our app, the DK Pittsburgh Sports app. That's where we do our actual work, have all our written coverage as well as our videos and podcasts and stuff. But to see what our beat writer Chris Halleck and I do after these games, I think we'd have a pretty easy time selling Steelers fans who are new to our product to stick around for the long haul. Our Monday coverage following these games, our Monday presentation is unlike anything you're going to find anywhere else. Download the DK Pittsburgh Sports app into your device. It's free on Apple, free on Android. After that, you're going to look at it. You're going to see a bunch of ads. You're going to go, oh, man, I don't like all these ads. And you're going to say, I also don't like the fact that I can't comment. I see that there's 1,100 comments in here, and I can't be one of them. I can take care of both of those issues if you email me, dk@dkpittsburghsports.com. We have a premium level. I'll get you a massive discount on it. And the only way you'd say no to me is if you were a Jacksonville fan. Jaguars catching all the strays today. See you guys at 4.